I'm passionate about teaching because I get to interact with so many people in such a meaningful way. The reason that I have decided to make this my career is because I think there's such a need for good teaching. And so I think that that really continuously refires my passion because I see how much of a change you can make on a day-to-day basis with individual students. I first met Tyreek last year. Very early on, I kind of identified him as a kid that could do a lot, but who needed a little bit of a push. And I knew that I wanted to work on building him up so that he really felt that this was worth spending his time on.
Ms. Patterson being there to push you and give you the words of motivation that helped me to strive to be greater.
So the big push is to get students to be able to do these skills that are enshrined in the standards. Tyreek was such a great example of this because he was doing a project that required him to lead a close reading with a group of students of a text, basically function as the teacher.
Now ask them questions about what the author's trying to say, what is the mood, what is the tone, and how is this just affecting you while you're reading it.
The questions that he created and the discussion that he provoked among the students was at such a high level.
This was better than Ms. Patterson giving us a multiple choice test on the book because you're having a sense of responsibility to lead a group. That's a better experience because that's when everyone becomes engaged in a lesson, and that's when you really get the lesson flowing.
To get to a point where he's able to inspire other people to say, yeah, that is a really interesting question, let's talk about that, that's a huge step for him. And I think that if he had not been exposed to that way of thinking, then we would never have gotten that out of him. He's being pushed to really get to the fullest extent of his potential. There's no way for my students to master all of our standards with me just teaching in my little island by myself without ever talking to science teachers, social studies, math teachers. Because of this transition toward that more integrated skills and understandings, you see teachers collaborating more because they have to.
Departments start to talk to one another and the students start to see the commonalities, and that when they leave math class, they're not leaving their critical thinking and reasoning skills in the math class. They're bringing them to their next class. And that really allows the dialogue to become much richer throughout the entire building.
Teachers can collaborate in a way not just in their building or in their district, but across the nation. They can share lessons in ways that they haven't done it before. Technology's been a huge tool. I've seen teachers use Twitter around professional development. You know, that kind of idea may have seemed inconceivable just a couple years ago, but it's been very empowering.
We're asking teachers and students to do things that are very challenging, and we are definitely seeing results in the students' work and in their skills. What I do fear sometimes is that we are missing a bit of the joy, and I think one thing that we're going to focus on this school year is how to make it fun.
All of these changes are hard and difficult and complex, but to see a higher set of standards, to see the next generation of assessments coming that move beyond fill in the bubble tests and start to look at critical thinking skills and writing skills, to think about supporting and evaluating teachers and principals in a more thoughtful way and really recognizing and rewarding excellence, it's extraordinarily inspiring.
Instead of feeling like, oh, this is this crazy challenge, it has been really positive for me because instead of quantity being the measure of how much you're working with students, having it be more about quality. So the quality of the text, the rigor of the assessments, and the analysis activities, to emphasize the skills that our kids need to have, which are the things that I want to be teaching.